It's 2016, and by that logic, it's time to buy Gettr Live Extreme 3 for the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Vita. New features include tan lines, revolutionary-ass physics, and swimsuits that are a little too tight. Are you a gigantic Puritan retard devoid of taste? Well, feel free to check out the other media and merchandise offered by PlayAsia. Either way, click that motherfucking link! Gettr Live Extreme 3. I'm going to shill this game like a friend of mine made it. Link in the description.
So it's very early in the morning, and you'll have to forgive me if I stumble over my words a bit, but I thought I would do a commentary. It's the day after my interaction with this Seattle cunt that, like many of the other people that I've dealt with, all hold and espouse the same beliefs. All you would have to do, you listening to this, is go through my channel and watch one of the slew of videos that I've done on these people espousing these beliefs, holding to this particular morality, and understand that how similar their beliefs are, how unoriginal and consistent of a belief system that these people have. It is demonstrable. It is something you can simply sit through and understand and see that these opinions are not their own. These are other people's opinions that they subscribe to. And unfortunately, it's formed a belief system. It's formed a sense of morality that is so fucking self-reinforced. It is so fucking cancerous and attached to their own fucking ego that they can't help but simply espouse this belief over and over again and not understand what a shitty belief system that is. They can't understand that they are the new moral majority. The criticism that used to be laid at the feet of the old right was the fact that they couldn't help but espouse their moral opinions to fucking everyone, and after doing so, expect that person to subscribe to that sense of morality. They required other people to simply adhere to their moral beliefs. And the majority of people, you know, ironically enough with their fucking name, didn't. The majority wasn't part of their belief system. The majority wanted nothing to do with them. But the old right, that was their campaign, was because conformity. They wanted more people to subscribe to their beliefs, but it didn't work. It failed. Unfortunately, as it is now with the left, we have a new moral majority. We have the regressive leftists or the feminists, that the pseudo-Marxists, whatever you want to really call them, because unfortunately, to me, still, there is not a proper label for them. But if I were to invent my own label, I would call it BAM, Bay Area Morality, or the Bay Area Moral Majority, because so much of this comes from fucking cunts on the West Coast. It is too frequent to be coincidental. There are too many fucking people from San Francisco, from the West Coast, that all adhere to this same fucking belief system. This notion that they not only have a say in what you can play or what you can enjoy, but it's moral for them to fucking lecture you on your moral failings as someone that likes this fucking beach volleyball game. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with this product. There's something wrong with the fact that it's sold and people actually fucking enjoy it. There's something wrong with that, and you need to hear about it. You need to accept Jesus Christ or the feminist equivalents into your fucking heart. And if you don't, I'm going to lecture you about it. And I'm going to see myself as morally righteous in the process. It is systemic in fucking gaming right now. These people, as I've said many times, are fucking everywhere. And the only way that we're actually going to see this change, unfortunately, is for someone such as myself to continue to harp on this point again and again and again, really to my own detriment, because you're going to be listening to this. Your eyes are going to be fucking glazing over. You're going to be nodding off. You're going to say, hey, Louis, I've heard you make this point so many fucking times in so many of your fucking videos. But unfortunately, guys, I have to continue to make this fucking point because not enough fucking people can understand it. How much time did I dedicate to just talking to John Humbert, to just say to him, listen, you don't speak for anyone. Do you not fucking comprehend that? But he can't understand it. He can't understand the notion that he doesn't fucking speak for anyone other than himself. His mindset is so fucking ingrained with the notion of Bay Area morality that he can't simply understand the fact that he is only and simply an individual. He doesn't speak for anyone else. But he can't understand that. He can't understand the fact that no one fucking cares about his morality. As I've said in previous commentaries, the real problem that I have in terms of covering this topic so often is the fact that I have yet to find any real solutions to this problem. I simply just don't know what I can do. Not you. I don't expect anything out of you guys, but what I can do to try to alleviate the gaming industry and our subculture of this issue. What can I do to actually fight back against Bay Area morality? I haven't figured out any solutions to this other than continuing to create commentaries and upload them to YouTube and, largely speak to the choir. I don't know how many fucking people I'm actually convincing. It seems to me that more people just happen to believe as I do and find my fucking channel, and that's the reason they subscribe. I don't see myself as all that convincing of an orator. I'm not the most persuasive person, believe me. I understand that. I don't have the personality for it. I don't have the perspective in terms of how I argue to really persuade that many people. I'm too much of an asshole, and I'm dealing with people that they don't have an open enough mind to really understand why what they believe is so fucking awful. I would hate to have this kind of belief system. I would hate to have that kind of perspective where I think I speak for some unnamed group of people. And the thing is that I have used the term in the past, bourgeoisie, to refer to many of these people because I find it far too often that these people are either middle or upper income. And again, it's far too often to be a coincidence. It's just something that ultimately you can generalize about to some degree. I'm not saying that every person that subscribes to this Bay Area morality is, some bourgeois cunt, but it's just enough of these people that it's something that you can ultimately stereotype about, and for the most part, it wouldn't be inaccurate. That's the reason why there are stereotypes, is that when a description fits enough people, it becomes an easy generalization. It doesn't mean that it makes you righteous or that it's a good argument or that you're moral for making that argument or anything else. It's just a generalization that has a certain modicum of truth to it, that is why it's a stereotype. That's why it can actually be laid at the feet of a group of people. But the reason I reference bourgeoisie is not to just simply make that lazy point, but to say that that is a flaw in my own thinking, because I use that term. That is a generalizing point, because naturally, when you use that phrase, bourgeois, you ultimately see yourself as part of the proletariat. And that is a problem in the way that I think. It is something that, it is a belief that I hold to, that bourgeois cunts irritate me because they're often ignorant and make lazy opinions about the working class, but it's something that I'm aware of. I'm aware of the fact that it is an issue with the way that I think. It's not healthy, or just a substantive point for me to make. Ultimately, it's really just me being dismissive of another person based on something that they were likely born into. It's something they can't help, but it's something that it irritates me enough to where I bring it up. However, again, I understand this. I understand this as a flaw of my own thinking. This is ultimately something that's wrong with my perspective, and I recognize that. And unfortunately, in the heat of the moment, in recording some of these commentaries, I bring that point up, where many of you have pointed out that it really holds no relevance, other than the fact that it's an easy stereotype to bring up. Whereas with Bay Area moralists, with these people, they don't challenge their beliefs. They don't care if they're wrong. These people don't care that what they believe can even reach the degree of being absurd, of being a nonsensical point of view that does not make any fucking sense. They don't care. And that is a problem. That is a problem with someone's fucking perspective, where they are not open in understanding that. They pretend that they're objective. They pretend that they have an open mind. They pretend, because it's not socially acceptable to say otherwise. You can't simply say, no, this is my belief and fuck you. They're never going to just say that. They're never going to come out and say that these are their convictions, that this is their faith, and they don't want to hear otherwise. They're never going to say this. They're always going to equivocate. They're always going to fucking parse the issue and try to say, oh no, whatever. The fucking truth is in the middle. All this bullshit, whatever fallacy they can drum up. Don't talk about my fucking family. Meh. Whatever nonsense issue they can find to avoid the fact that what they believe is just completely unwarranted. And we all suffer as a result of it. We all have to suffer and listen to their shit and worry that this medium that we concern ourselves with, which many of you concern yourselves with, we're all concerned about the state of the gaming industry. It has many issues outside of Bay Area fucking morality. But unfortunately, this is where the pressure is coming from to censor games. The new moral majority on the left, they are the ones that are espousing views that are leading to games being censored. And rather than reflect on that, rather than actually adjust or accept the fact that this is at their feet, this is something they are responsible for, they pivot, they equivocate, they try to bloviate and dismiss their involvement in this fucking pressing matter that so many of us are concerned with on an ever-increasing basis. My channel fucking grows, and more people are worried about this fucking issue of censorship in gaming. Ideologues attempting to influence the industry and change games as a result. And it's based on their faith. Nothing substantive. Nothing that they can demonstrate. Nothing that they can coherently argue. This is just their fucking morality. And until these people are either capable of any self-awareness, of any willingness to reflect on their own beliefs, until that occurs, which I'm not fucking holding my breath, I'm not waiting for that, or we create enough room between artists and them, we put ourselves in the line between the artists and the ideologues so that the artists can create what they will and aren't influenced by fucking Bay Area morality. Until the ideologues fuck right off, it's up to us. And I don't want to put too much emphasis on you, because I'm only speaking for myself here, but I am saying to you that if you are a gamer, if you are someone that is concerned about your favorite franchises being, whatever word they come up with, They don't want to use the word censorship because that's ultimately what they're after. So, editing. If you don't want your favorite franchises arbitrarily edited by ideologues, then it's up to you and I to actually say something about it. That's all we're left with, is just our own voice. Whatever we can do to stop these fucking lunatics from destroying this industry that I care about. Because regardless of what some fucking dead cunt critic thinks about gaming, this is an artistic medium. Games are art. Regardless of what any fucking dickhead wants to say, there are artists working on these products. Every single fucking one of them. Everyone is being worked on by artists. This is an artistic medium. I respect artistic freedom. I respect the fucking views and creative expression of these artists. And so what I want is for their works to go unmolested. For their work to be as pure as it possibly can be in its original form. And not censored by the new moral majority. And until such a time where that is no longer a valid concern to hold, it should be combated. It should be fought against. It should be rebuked. We should be pressing back on these fucking people because there simply is not enough criticism of their fucking baseless beliefs. There needs to be more people criticizing and pushing back against these cunts. However, I've rambled on long enough. Thanks for listening.